Okay, supposedly I'm live. You know, like every time you go live, YouTube just does it differently. It's... Yeah, I think I'm live. Hi. Every time I click go live from my end on the software, it's a different story. It either actually doesn't go live, you have to click in YouTube again, or it just goes straight to live. And it's like there's no way of knowing unless you click that button every time. It either turns out to be it goes straight to live, hi, like now, or it doesn't. You have to actually click another button within YouTube to go live. And I have never figured out what is the actual procedure of getting that properly set up so that I know when I click a button what happens. It's been a year and I still haven't figured it out. I love YouTube. Who designed this thing? Like, supposedly yesterday, hi everyone, that YouTube went down for a bit. But I didn't catch that. It was a couple of hours that I wasn't online. I saw it later, like on social media. So I guess like I didn't pick yesterday to do live stream was a good idea. Hello, hi, so everyone, I see some very familiar names. Alan, you're here always. Like, how can you make that happen? Like, do you have some kind of spyware like set on my channel? Just, you know, like whatever happens there, I'm gonna run there. It's impressive, okay? I think for every stream I've ever done, you've been here. Like, I don't know. I should just send you a present. Because it's like, how do you even manage that? Okay? So, hello. Orange and banana. Oh, orange and banana. If you can't stay for the whole thing, it's fine. You know, just however long, you know. It will be a lot of random stuff. It's just chatting. I have no plan for streams. Because every time, even if I plan, you know, it's just gonna go off topic sooner or later. Love the window and how it's snowing. Yes, it is actually snowing. I don't know if it can be caught on camera just because it's really like it's not super heavy right now. So you may not be able to see it because it's out of focus, but it is snowing since last night. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube was like off for a bit yesterday, supposedly. Okay. I didn't catch it, so I don't know. Hikaru no go after your recommendation, I've been loving it. Oh, cool. Terrace? Sorry, I probably screw up your name. Hiya. You know, the hiya thing is so weird. Because I've had a couple of Canadian-born, like Canada-born growing up Asian sort of classmates when I was in the landscape architecture school. And one of them is Chinese, but then their parents are from Vietnam. The other is like from Korea. And they like to joke with each other with the hiya thing too. But they actually don't speak like that, like normally. But then whenever people, you know, like whenever they try to be really Asian, they're gonna go hiya. It's weird. And my heating is on, so you may hear a little bit noise. Yeah. Hopefully it's cutting most of it off. Hello from France. Oh, hi. In Europe, so it's evening. And then for Asian, it's like midnight. So for Asian countries. From France. Chatting. Okay, hi. I'm so happy to see so many people. So cool. Philippines. Hi. Somebody asked me, Xiaozhan new drama? What new drama? There's no news. Don't just like it's just a trailer that's released. That's it. Like there's no news, like nothing, no chattering whatsoever about when it's gonna come, what is going on. Nobody knows. Okay, so like even if I want to talk about it, there's nothing literally to go off on. Yeah, and even if it comes out under current circumstances of how it works, I'm just gonna stay away from it as far as possible, you know, because it's just one person and one drama, and it's not like worth ruining your entire channel because of it. surrealist. Okay, so after a lot of hello, we can go into talk about dramas that's going on right now, and also we're close to the end of the year. I mean, yeah, I mean more honestly next month. I may do a video or I may do a special stream. I haven't decided yet. Like to talk about sort of summary of 2020 dramas. But yeah, this is like close. I've just gone through like what I've been talking about like from the beginning of this year, all the videos. I think I have the number, which is I've watched about 45 dramas to this point. Some of them I have finished from 1 to the last episode. Some of them are just like a couple of episodes and then I sort of gave up. But like the number is about 45. So it's not like a huge amount, but I feel like I'm constantly watching 5 dramas at the same time. I don't know. So it's quite a lot of number. And about, plus this one, it will be like 140 videos. I can't imagine I did that. Yeah, the annual, like, it will very soon hit the annual thing for the weekly video. So I totally didn't see it coming. Like I didn't see like I would actually be able to do it for a year and every week, but so far I haven't even dropped one. So thanks to COVID, literally, because if it wasn't for COVID, I probably would disappear for a couple of months. You know, like going to other places on the way traveling, unable to make videos on time, that type of thing. But hey, you know, this year is like I'm stuck at home. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Hello, looking at Lucky R, recent. Oh, hi, recent subscriber. In a class of her own. In a class of her own, in a class of her own, in the class of her own. Which Chinese drama is that? It looks so familiar. I can't quite fit the English title and Chinese title together. In a class of her own. Oh, is that 鞠婧祎 drama? Is that 漂亮书生? I can't quite, like, I am very like confused about 100 Chinese drama titles and there are 100 different English translation. Teaching Chinese again. Because I'm not so, like, about teaching Chinese, you asked. The thing is, I'm not a professional. If I really want to properly do it, I have to do it 100% correct. I have to be sure. And then I have to have a curriculum and I have to have plans and I have to probably film it over a long time. And then if it's like a really sort of good lesson, then, you know, conceivably you have to put it somewhere to make money. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to spend that much time making it. And again, it's one of those things that it's like, I need investment to do it. That's the thing. It's too hard for me, one person, to do all the things. Think about lesson, teach it, make the video, make all the stuff that comes with the video. It's definitely not something that one person can do on her own. That's the problem. Drama next year. Top 3 dramas next year. Because a lot of dramas you're not sure if it's gonna come out next year. So when you say most anticipated video, like I don't make those type of video anymore. Is these days dramas just happen or it never happens. You never know. So like even if I say I really anticipate like this drama will come out next year, it's gonna be great, and then there's nothing that follows. Like life doesn't happen for that drama. So I've learned not to actually have any anticipation for Chinese drama land of any kind of dramas. Even when they say we're gonna come out tomorrow, you know, there's still like a 40% of your anticipation that's withheld. Because, you know, it may just get pulled off 5 minutes before it airs. Love my recent hairstyle. Thank you. It's more painful to do this because I have to basically tie my hair up at night and sleep over when it's like a little bit wet, and then it dries, and then if it's like, even if it's like a slightly, like when you untie it in the morning, even if it's not 100% fully dried, it will go back to straight in like 3 minutes. That's my hair. So it literally needs to be a little bit wet, and then you tie your hair and then sleep overnight and hope for the best that it's completely dried overnight. Then it will stay like this. Otherwise, 3 minutes later, it's straight. It's Asian hair. Literally nothing you can do to it that can make it stay in a particular way forever. Do I have different rating scale? No, I just have one. And mostly it's because I would consider an industrial standard how well it's made, and then how well it's received by me personally. So sometimes I really like a drama, but I know like production value or quality wise it's just norm, so I wouldn't give it a top, even though like I really like it. I may watch it multiple times, and you know, for all sort of personal reasons I would rate it higher, but just because it's like clearly not a high production value drama, I wouldn't put it. Like when you get like 3 stars, like 3 gold mines from me, it has to be I love it. At the same time, it fits a certain sort of like level of requirement. Maiden Homes. Yeah, I that one I took a look and I didn't I didn't buy into it because the cases are so like when you know, it's still Maiden Homes. It's about, I know it's like it's actually a romantic drama that's just under the disguise of a ancient detective drama, but come on, the cases they're literally just 2 child's play. Give it a little bit, you know, like respect about how intellectually challenging it needs to be. Heavenly Blessing. Oh, it's like a 4 times longer than 魔道祖师, so get ready. They basically go on, I think it's like a road like trip sort of movie that the characters go on one after another, adventure, and during that they sprinkle in the past life story about those 2, and then the current sort of mostly just sugar, and then you know the cases they come across are pretty like terrible. and then yeah, the ending. So Heaven Official's Blessing, or Heaven's Official Blessing, like literally you can translate it however you like. it's like in Chinese 天官赐福 is, well, probably more accurately it would be heaven official or Heaven's official blessing, but it's like whatever you put that S, is not a huge deal. Oh, I got some super chat. Thank you. And why? Is that because New York? I don't know. Thank you for your super chat. And what's your opinion on the current Hanbok controversy? Oh, that one. Well, I don't know what to say. Like, just look at history. There are plenty of stuff left from Ming Dynasty that's actually still kept in museums. That's like in real fabric, like you can touch. And there are plenty of written down stuff, painted stuff, and paintings, and you know, I thought everybody know. Like, it's no big deal. What happened in history was just that particular part of Korean history that's like the Lee dynasty is heavily influenced by the Ming court. I mean, to the point that after Ming is taken over by the Manchurians as Qing dynasty, at that time the Cheongsong dynasty in Korea still thinks of itself as the Little Ming, and it carries on the Ming style instead of like bending to the Manchurian style. So I mean, it's a part of history. That's it. I don't know why people are like so about it, you know. and some of the official attires of Korea back then is pretty much based on Ming court style, but it's like not 100%, it's like 95%, with a little bit local sort of adjustment for the court clothing, and it's just what it is. That's it. You know, like, I mean, Asian countries are so close to each other in history that they influence, like, you know, the influence comes in and out, and it's geopolitics and history. That's it. And that type of hat, or that type of like the hairband thing, actually I think started in Ming Dynasty, but Ming Dynasty's the men's hair net is a little bit different from the Korean style. Like the Korean Cheongsong Dynasty took it and then made a little bit adjustment to it, so it's actually a little bit different. But the purpose of that is all to make hair tidy. And then in terms of the official clothing, it's just like the fact is it is like that. The Ming court is like, we do this, and then the Cheongsong court is like, okay, we copy that, and that's it. So what's the problem with that? It's just history. Like, it doesn't mean because that happened, therefore somebody is like, today you need to get hand up on it. Like, why? Is that even important? It's yeah, having official HOB. Oh yeah, that's it. That is nice because it looks so much like HBO. The Hikaru no Go thing, I'm not sure if it's the Japanese copyright holder that insists that Sai looks like that. Maybe that's the reason why he looks really off, like not Chinese at all. I can't think of any other reason apart from, for some reason they had to keep that costume, that they would keep it that way, because everything else is very well domesticated when they moved to China. Like all the settings, all the characters, and all that gets like quite well adapted, apart from that one thing. So it kind of is really weird. Comfort women, yeah, it did happen. Some of the Chinese women, some of the Korean women, you know, like at that time, the two biggest source of that is like from China and from Korea. So it's what happened in history. Yeah, it sucks. Southeast Asian drama. I wish I could, because I know currently there's a really popular one that everybody's watching from Thailand. I just have no time. It's like I don't even have time to watch Chinese dramas. I literally have like another like 4 or 5 on my hand that I need to go through, and at the end of that I have just no energy to check out anything else that I need to stare at because I don't understand. I have to look at subtitles. I'm like, The thing is, it's one person's team. Like most of the drama reviewers on China's platform that do like weekly updates, they have like a team. And I'm like, it's like, I only have 24 hours. I want to, but I don't know if I ever would get time to watch those really popular ones that everybody's watching right now. Because I have friends who are like watching that. I think it's a BL drama, right, from Thailand. That's super popular right now, and she's screaming on social media every day, and I'm like, yeah, I want to check it out, but then I have no time. Yeah, Mo Xiang Tong Xiu lawsuit. I don't know how long she's gonna get, but it's to do with, I think, 非法经营, illegal business. It's not about plagiarism or anything. I think it's due to some of her publication that she sold for money are actually not legal. Like she did get the publication ISBN for certain things, but she published more than what is allowed or something. I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened, but that is like, because in China publication is and then she get like money from it, so it's 非法 running business, illegally running business, not about plagiarism. But yeah, like she might just be going in jail. Well, what can you say? I am definitely no expert in that thing, so don't quote on me. I just like looked at like a lot of stuff on social media, and I get to see it like here and there. I'm just trying to find what's the title of that Thailand drama, because my friend has like all the posts about it. I just need to go in her social media and check, and I can show you what I mean. But I have no idea, because I haven't watched it. Where is it? What's the name? I think it's this one. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not in focus. Can you see it? If that's the drama, or because this is a video that people made to introduce this drama to audiences, like a drama review. Maybe that's the one. Yeah, the writer Mo Xiang, she may go into jail because of that. Yeah, if it ends up like, you know, like I think it's already. I have no idea. I need to check actually, but I've looked at social media posts. That's the case. If that's the case, then that's it. You know, what can you say? Thank you, Mumu. I didn't watch every drama that has 40, 50 episodes. You know, certain dramas I just like, goodbye. Such as, Love is the Winner? Like, what is the English title? 月上重火 with Luo Yunxi. I watched a couple of episodes and I'm like, I'm out, goodbye. It's like, I can't. Yeah, okay, it's that one. Okay, yeah, okay. If I have time, I'll check it out. If I have time, I really do want to check it out because the two guys look really, really cute. Because I've seen a lot of photos from my friends' social media and some of the really lovely posters, but we will see. You know, like I cannot promise. A winner is love. Yes. And then the love lost two minds. And it's like those dramas are just like so. Oh, it's like no way I'm gonna waste my life on that. What's the name? What's the name? Is that the sunset one that people are talking about? Because I have no idea about what the title is. I just see that gets like on her social media all the time. So people help her out. Currently, okay, there are two Republic of China drama going on, which is Sniper and Fearless Whispers. Then there are two what is that? Well, like not going on. One is finished, one is still going on. Like very similar contemporary romance that is Begin Again, and the one that just finished, Love is Sweet. Yeah. Then, Yan Yun Tai is going on, which is Legend of Xiao Chuo. What else? Hikaru no Go is going on. I'm still like taking a little bit time to look at the drama that I really just am not happy with, which is the Insect Detective, just because I like the male lead, but that script is just what else? Well, yeah, about like already talking about 5 dramas. So many. Cancel culture. cancel culture is everywhere. It's just being canceled for different reasons. Okay, China has cancel culture too. It's pretty bad too, but it's just like, for different reasons. We're more like a report culture. It's like report this guy, report that guy. It makes you feel very cultural revolution, like back into the 60s and 70s. But it's for different reasons, right? American cancel culture is mostly to do with political correctness that sometimes just gets too ridiculous. It's people can't even speak, like it's very ironic. On one hand, you have like freedom of speech, and on the other hand, like if you say something, you're cancelled. Double standard, hey? Really? Because a friend of mine was really liking that one. Tiona, you're saying the plot is cringy? Ooh. Yan Yun Tai. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a rant video about it. It's so ridiculous, that drama. Holy moly. Tang Yan, she's close to 40. I mean, grow up, girl. Like, how old are you? Like, are you still making those 傻白甜 Mary Sue, like having no brain and no taste, and just like pieced together trope heavy 100%, like it's pure trope, like it doesn't contain anything. It's not percentage trope, it's like entirety trope drama. Seriously, 2020, you're still making something that may work 20 years ago but not now. Move on. Like when I watch Yan Yun Tai and when the first episode showed up, I'm like, what am I looking at? It's like every tropey drama I've ever seen put together. No. This is like not acceptable in 2020. It doesn't matter if it's Tang Yan, Dou Xiao, She Shiman, Liu Yijun in that. Like, who designed that script? Who wrote that? Like, I just want to whip that person, really. Insect Detective is not really bad. It's just at times getting really embarrassing and stupid and slow, and the female lead has no meaningful like purpose of existence at all, and it's kind of trying to sell this mystery like it's like this big revelation that's coming, but then it is not warranted. That kind of drama makes you 九流霸主, yeah, it's also just like awkward. The dubbing doesn't even fit the mouth. Like when you look, I don't know how many lines they've changed in the post-production, but it's like so many scenes. The people are like the sound and the mouth are just like totally not matching up at all. I'm like, what am I looking at? And it's Wei Chao again. I've literally looked at Wei Chao 9 times or 10 times this year in different dramas, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm totally surrounded and ambushed and buried under the voices of Wei Chao from all kinds of different faces. Tomb reboot? Probably not, because I have no patience to watch through it. Sorry. Thank you for another super chat from Earling. I'm butchering people's names again. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad. Thank you for your super chat. Oh, and the rose. Oh, sweet. Yeah, well, yeah, freedom of speech. You know. Freedom is an illusion. I think everybody who has learned a little bit about philosophy knows that, right? Like there is no actually real freedom. It's just all within a certain framework, a level, right, of freedom. Really? You think Legend of Xiaochuo is not that bad? No, the character is just like totally like it doesn't make sense. Like all the actions of the characters does not make sense. That's the thing. Like, do you remember like she wants to go into this like competition because she wants to prove I'm a girl, but I'm like as strong as man. And then she grabs that thing, the identification from a guy. And she grabs that and she takes that and she just goes in. And the guards like don't even like try to stop her. Like, this competition is for men only. And she's completely dressed as a woman. Okay? And she just holds that thing and she goes in. And the people who are checking and, you know, do you have qualification to go in, don't even bother to stop her. Like, what is the logic within that? Like, can you not tell she's a woman and she's not supposed to be there? You know, like when I see that part, I'm like, why am I watching this drama? It just defies logic and the basic respect for audience's intelligence. And then she goes in and she does those things and then she starts to give the speech in front of their emperor or their king. You know, about, you know, I'm doing this because I'm a girl, but I want to, and they have a psycho emperor or king, right, in this drama setting. And aren't you worried that doing that is gonna get you killed and your family entirely? And she's just like, no, because I'm a female lead, so I have a halo. I'll be fine. I'm just gonna go and do it. And the emperor or the king goes out there, so like, I like her. And I'm like, you're making it so convenient for the lead character that she literally can do anything in this world as she pleases and it will be fine. Then why am I watching? Because there's no difficulty for her to overcome, I mean, honestly. Because nothing would ever really give her trouble. I'm like, who wrote that? Who wrote that? Scriptwriter, come up. You know, you need to get a thorough beat up. To put some sense in your mind, you're disrespecting basic logic of this 3D world. I'm already ranting about that. It's just too ridiculous. I can't believe it. None of that makes any sense. Also, thank you. Someone from Russia. Your name is completely in Russian and I have no idea how to pronounce that. I don't even recognize the alphabet. Oh, I'm so bad. Thank you for your super chat. Something just like, oh, yeah, 10 years later, watching that. I'm just looking, I'm a little bit behind, okay? I'm just looking at comments and chats and see if people are asking. Yeah. Yeah, so like if you enjoy Legend of Xiaochuo, you know, like maybe you just don't care about the basic logic of storytelling, but I'm like I can't believe any of that. And not to mention like how she meets with Dou Xiao in the beginning, it's so tropey. And then how like they do the wrestle and they ended up kissing each other. I mean, honestly, if he actually fell on her like that, they will break each other's teeth. They'll be bleeding and crying and screaming and not just you know, just fall perfectly with that gravity and just touch the lips and then go away. I'm like, goodbye. You know, I'm not 4 years old. I don't deserve to be treated like that. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, you know. Cool down. Don't get me started. I need to calm down. The Ru Yi thing is like just, yeah, it's also just like Ju Jingyi's permanent makeup and her character. Like her characters in different period dramas can literally be cut together and they look exactly the same. Like not even any change happens with her. So it's good for editors if they want to edit stuff.魔道祖师天官赐福 animation live action. I don't know if does Tencent have 天官赐福 live action copyright? Because the currently the animation is only being aired on Bilibili, so Bilibili has the animations exclusive right of, I guess, like making it, but live action, it's been like in the chatters for a long time, but there's no news about who is gonna be like the company that produces it, or maybe there is, I have no idea, but casting choices are not out yet. What do you think about 天官赐福 was a very gay advertising? How come they didn't ban censoring? There's no clear ban of like BL or anything. Like in China, there's like, you never know what is exactly going against the rules. Like I've explained before, there's no clearly written out clauses. It's like this you can do, this you can do. Like you can't find that. It is all in the game of guessing. That's the beauty of the policies. But you know, 魔道祖师 came out fine, so it's pretty much like the same setup, you know, in many ways. So it gets made into animation and it has no problem. Edmonton, and then you're freezing. Well, it snowed today, last night, and today here in Winnipeg. And my friend in Calgary has been frozen for a long time already. Chili Overlord. It's so predictable. I can't even enjoy that because like the guy is dubbed by Wei Chao, which I've had enough this year, and then the dubbing doesn't fit their face. And when I see that, I'm just like, I'm so taken out of the story. And the story is kind of like meh too. There's so many meh dramas in Chinese drama, what can you do? Currently keep up with Hikaru no Go Qihun for sure. That's the one I probably look forward to mostly. I am catching up with Fearless Whispers because it's already like 16 episodes out and I'm so behind. And I've heard from a reviewer that you have to actually literally sit through the first 15 episodes. And it's kind of slow burn, it's not bad, but it doesn't hook you that much. But then they say once it gets to 16, it starts to get really exciting. I'm like, what? I'm still at 11, so I still have like 4 episodes to go before it starts to get interesting in their opinion. So I'll have to see that one. It's a long ride. Be a raise for voice. I feel like for the voice dubbers actors, I hope like in the future, most of the work they do is animation. Or like radio audio play, not drama dubbing. It's just unfair to them because they can't do anything. Like they have to actually do a lot of work that's underappreciated, and then that's actually not easy, and they're not happy to do. But then it pays, you know, at least it pays something. In terms of 古琴, I will try my best. The thing is, right, when I figure out how to play a particular song, it takes time for me to practice to the point where I'm good at it enough to record it. And then when I record it, I always screw up. Like, if I can play to a certain level of fluency, when I'm like not on camera, then I have to cut like 30% to 40% of that off, knowing that when I'm on camera, I'm gonna screw up like much more likely. So when you see a 3-minute cover, it may took me 5 hours to film. So it's a lot of pain trying to get that done. And you know, like I have to get really good at something to be able to do it efficiently enough. That's the thing. It's not easy. I've only been playing it for 2.5 years, literally practicing it like pretty much every day. So it's not that easy, you know, like if I've been playing it for 20 years, then yeah, probably I can just go ahead and record it and it will be fine. But if you've been playing music instruments, you know how easy to screw it up. Do I watch Chinese dramas with my friends in Winnipeg? No, because none of my friends here care about Chinese dramas. Hey, they don't even care about dramas. Most of them just play games. That's it. They're on computers. They're on their PlayStation. Oh, don't get political, Thomas. Thomas about that stuff. You know. You like me to comment, I would like to refuse. Because if you want to get this channel political, it's just gonna get stormed. Like, in no time. So, if you keep asking, I'm gonna remove you, okay? There are plenty of channels on YouTube that talks about those things, you know? And you know who they are. If you've already asked here, you know. So, don't ask my opinions. This is a drama channel. My best friend's story, probably next year. I don't see how it can get out this year. Do a video about Zhou Xun can, yeah, it's in my, it's, yeah, I am like thinking about doing one of her video, but talking about Zhou Xun is gonna take a long time because she's been around for too long. She has too much, like, you know, like her portfolio is too big. Like I'm just thinking, how can I make that video shorter? Not to make it like 1 hour long, because she just has like okay. I just hit my mic, so you may hear something weird. And she just has so much, right? I just watch the Chinese sites, like the Tencent, the Youku, the iQIYI, and then I get something to go back to their China's IP address. So yeah. And I have like membership for all major platforms of Chinese dramas. I have to spend that money every year. I literally just bought a bit more over past day or two, because it's China's 11/11. If you know, Double 11 is like the big internet shopping time, and all the membership for those sites are getting like half priced. So I'm just waiting every year for that to get a half price next year. Nirvana Fire. I mean, Nirvana Fire may not be the best drama ever, really, honestly, but it's really good. So if it fits a lot of, it kind of satisfies a lot of different departments in that way that other dramas may not. If you want to look at historicals, the Qing Empire, 大秦帝国, the series, like 1, 2, 3, 4, those are really good. And they're kind of serious historical dramas. So Nirvana Fire, when you think about its plot, especially its sort of idealism in politics, right? And in sort of how, like, the good people wins in the end, and what they believe to be, like, particularly at the end when Mei Changsu says, you know, 天下是天下人的天下. You know, like the 天下 is the meaning of the country, or the under the heaven, right? That word belongs to everyone in that. That is a really contemporary concept that did not exist, right, in sort of feudal or imperialistic countries' history in anywhere. That idea is very modern. Like, it's here, it's now. It's a very strong idealism thing that is just in the pretense of a period drama, but it's a very progressive concept. When you think about it, right, it's actually not historical at all. If you want to look at real historical dramas, then probably Qing Empire would be your best bet. Yeah. But I think particularly because Nirvana Fire is a plot-heavy, good acting, very strong chemistry character story that's set in ancient time, well made, but it actually contains a really contemporary core at it. So it's very unique. So if you look at very faithful to history, historical drama, it wouldn't have that, because it's talking about what people did back then, under their idealism, which is not what we have now. So in that way, Nirvana Fire is very unique. You don't have a similar thing like that. So it kind of hit a lot of like different, you know, like it just pressed different buttons. And you kind of don't get another one that's similar in this way. So I think it's special and interesting in that way. But in terms of if you want to, so you kind of cannot really categorize it as a BL drama or a political drama or a historical drama or a revenge story. Like, it's really hard because it's kind of like touching everything. I think that's why it's unique. And you kind of cannot compare it to other stuff because you don't really think, when you think, you don't see a second drama that's like this. I don't know if I've explained that clearly. Huadan, do you mean? Somebody said 4 Dan actresses. I'm like, what? Have to think about it. Because there's so many different versions, right? 4大花旦, 4小花旦. Like, people just like to do that. I don't know who is the latest 花旦 these days. Youku. Youku is just lazy. And Youku is also really bad. Like, the worst platform for advertising and promotion of their stuff. They really are the worst. Tengxing is really good at doing that, and Youku is just like just crap at promoting their own stuff. Mango doesn't sub, yeah. Qing Empire is dubbed in English. I really want Chinese one. Oh, yeah. That would be weird to have an English dubbed version. I can't imagine. Can you understand the meaning? I came across this poem. I'm not sure if, because I'm not that much an expert of poem, I'm not sure if that's an existing poem or somebody just wrote it for drama. But it's pretty much just talking about, is that a love poem? It must be, right? It's basically saying the spring silkworm shouldn't grow old. And day and night, it keeps the silk like in itself, like all the time. And why feel regretful if that tiny body ends, right? And 缠绵自有时, there will be time for it too. 缠绵means two things. It can mean, literally it means something that is long and it's tangling, right? So that's the silk. But then it can also be used to describe the entangled romantic relationship, the thing that just keeps going on and never ends, and then it's all entangled, you know, it's like a mess, but then it's also like beautiful. So I think it's a love poetry. Yeah. Advisor Lens? I have. It's a long time ago. That drama was like what? 2018? And then Wu Shoubo just he just in Chinese entertainment land, so everything about him disappeared. Not like disappeared. It's basically, it's still there, but it's like nobody talks about him anymore. That's the thing. Bad guy have an interesting battle of wits, something that J-drama does. I would want a really clever bad guy too. Sherlock. Moriarty. Yeah, you don't see that too often in Chinese dramaland. Oh, that's weird. Brazilians speak Spanish. Brazilians speak Portuguese, because I have a Brazilian friend when I worked at the design studio. And she even makes those like, what is that? It's a Brazilian bread that is like a bubble, like a round thing, and it has cheese in it. And she bakes that and she takes that to to our studio. I still remember. I can't remember the name of it, but she made them. It's really cute. 欧阳娜娜、Vicky、陈武、文琪、张子枫、关晓彤。Oh, really? Why is 欧阳娜娜 in that? She's not really an actress. She can't act. Not yet. Like, I mean, if she doesn't want to play cello professionally for the rest of her life, I understand, because it's a hard journey, you know. And also, maybe it's not always like the best thing to be a professional musician. It's just also a very difficult role to. But like in terms of acting, she's like, no. She's like nowhere near right being a proper actress. Come on, she can't even like do lines properly. 马已经走10年了, right? She needs a lot of work before she can be called an actress, honestly. You know, these days it's so easy to become actor and actresses. It's almost like default. If you're an idol, if you're from whatever, you know, whatever company want to give you resources and get you up there, they can just put you in any kind of crappy dramas and then make quick money out of it, and you have fandoms to support you and pretend that you're an actress and actor, and it shouldn't be like that. Because a lot of people are not qualified at all to play in dramas. They need dubbing to help them. They need all kinds of things, like, I don't know, like, you know, eyedroppers to help them cry, all those things, like, not acceptable. You know, like, you can't just randomly jump onto for example, a bus and say, today, starting from today, I become a bus driver. I don't even have qualifications. I don't even have training. I'm just gonna go and drive this bus because I want to. Right? For any other profession in this world, you can't just go ahead and do it. But why is it okay for those people to just go ahead and do acting? Untamed had a clever bad guy. Yeah, Jin Guangyao. But then even Jin Guangyao is not cleverer than Nie Huaisang, right? The even cleverer person is the person who is like timid and looking stupid. So this bad guy is not so successfully a bad guy in that sense. Like, you know, there's an even bigger but good, kind of good guy behind him. 镇魂 movie adaptation. I don't even want to look at that. I don't like admit of its existence. I don't recognize its legality. It does not exist in my world. Even when it comes out, I'll never look at it. I will never even look that way. It does not deserve to exist. That's it. And those lists are just like, don't take it seriously. Nobody cares about that. They can just randomly put 4 names on that list of any like young early 20s actresses in China, and so what? You know, does it change the fact that, you know, like what kind of projects they get offered? Probably not. Pretend to be a pig, eat a tiger. Yes. That's it. That's a Chinese expression, lemon. Very good. 扮猪吃老虎. Pretend to be a pig and actually eat a tiger. That's 聂怀桑. And my fridge starts singing again. Do you have an opinion to offer? Yeah, it is sad. I agree. It is very sad. Idols can just go and act and like... It's not like it's natural, you know, just because you can dance and sing, you can act. Like, how does that even, like, how do people even think that actually makes sense? It's different things. Oh wow, Australia, go to bed, because it's not yet like the weekend. Take care. Go to bed if it's too late wherever you are. Young actors in my channel. If I'm making those like actresses videos, I will pick the ones I think they have been here for a long time or enough time. Because you kind of have to be in the industry for a while and then have enough work to back you up. Because some of those younger ones, right, you don't even know 5 years later if they're gonna still be here in the industry. Whether they want it or whether the market still want them is a thing. And I think you need to be around for long enough, right? At least like probably into your early 30s at least to kind of have a relatively established position in the industry. I mean, like for example, the younger ones, there are a lot of young people who are quite good, but then they've only been out for like 2-3 years. So I don't think I can 100% sort of take it seriously yet for them to be long-term players in the industry. I mean, some of those people are very hopeful. Like I have high hopes for them, but then doesn't mean like I want to make videos. And also like if I make video talking about them, there really hasn't been that much they've done. Like dramas speaking, right? Like for example, next year I really look forward to the two to three dramas that Wang Yibo would be in. You know, like Legend of Fei is probably not gonna be very good because the production quality looks very worrying. But like the one with Ma Boyong's adaptation, the Luoyang, and also the what's the 冰与火, the drug policeman drama, I have high hope for those two. I mean, but even like when I have high hopes, it's just like I really want to see how far he has progressed from previously. But in terms of as an actor, he really only has how many dramas like or works on his hand. You know, like he's a very diverse person, dancing stuff, you know, like all that. Acting is part of it, but it's not yet at the level that I think you can properly sort of properly qualify him as a really seriously acting industry within the industry player. And he's way too young. You know, needs a lot of work to back him up. It's not yet at a stage where he would be 100% taken seriously by people within the industry. But I mean, after a couple of years, you know, things may change. You just need a few really, really good work to serve as that foundation, right? To start to make people take him seriously. Yeah. Yeah, actors, standby actors take your place. I am starting to like not really watching it every minute. I just check what happens this week and go away because it's getting so. It's just getting very, very. Like you can see, there's a script even for that show, and it's so forced everything, and people are weird. Like the directors are weird, the actors are weird, the whole thing just smells really funny, that program at this point. And I'm like, yuck. I just feel it's yuck. So I may not continue watching it like every week to sort of very eagerly waiting for it. I'll just check out what kind of like tea has happened in Chinese, melon. What kind of gua or what kind of tea has happened this week? Wu Lei, he has very good basic, what we call 条件, right? Conditions like good looks, height, body build, like all those basic, even his voice. and ability to use good Mandarin, all that is like there, but he needs good directors to knock some sense into him in terms of how to act without getting too early, too greasy too early. Because he's been around in this industry for a while, since he was a boy, and he's really experienced. But he has picked up some probably not so good habits during those years. And it really depends on what kind of director runs into him and actually adjust his performance and tell him what is the right thing to do and what is not. He has everything sort of like ready, but also I wouldn't say he's a genius at acting. It's very easy for him to do it in ways that will just like, yeah. I mean, like Crossfire is pretty good, right? But you've seen a couple of dramas he's been in before Crossfire. That's just like, what is that? he needs good direction. Journey Across the Night. I know, I haven't seen it yet. I've only watched the first episode and I dropped out because I forgot about it and I moved on to other things. But I know a lot of people talked about that one, Journey Across the Night. And I mean, Zheng Shunxi, can we say it's very weird because like when he acts in Mandarin, he is terrible. Okay, his acting is just like embarrassingly bad. But once he switches to Cantonese, much better. I'm like, what? Maybe he should just be acting in Cantonese for a while because like it feels so natural to him. And it instantly just makes him look interesting as a character. Whereas when he speaks Mandarin, I'm like, it's just like, it doesn't vibrate correctly. Do you guys realize that? I find it's really impressive that when he speaks Cantonese, he's immediately a better actor.赵露思他的团队啊 I'm just saying, like the team she has is like a bit. I'm worried that they're gonna basically destroy her popularity and and a good imagery before she even gets big. It's a little bit over. Like about last month, if you follow Chinese social media, you know, like her team is getting a little bit too greedy and pushing stuff too far. And like she got like what 13 trending tags on Weibo within 4 days. It's a bit overdue. Down. Like I'm like, do you have like KPI towards the end of the year that you have to push that you do this? Because it's really just it's really taking too much of the good karma she's built up, you know, like to this point, and use that up in this way. And they don't need to rush. Like they don't need to push her to the top right now to make her the next Zhao Liying, you know, yet. She's really young. She has a lot of stuff coming out. Like do it slowly, you know. Like why are you so rushed? Her entire team is like, we can't wait to get her name known, whether it's like good name or bad name. We can't wait to get her popular. We just have to push it. And well, why? Like, is there a clock on her? Like, is she gonna explode tomorrow? She's so young. Why can't you wait for a bit? Everybody's so anxious these days, and it's so unnecessary. I like her, but I feel like her team is just crazy. Why? Her team is just like crap. Like, what the are you doing? You know, like, do you want to waste all her good karma, like, within one go or 1 year? You know, like, what's the point? She already has a lot of stuff that other people don't have. She has pretty good sense of acting. She's pretty, right? She has very good talent in language. Like, well, you can already see that, like, in her sort of, like, she can play music instrument. She's hardworking. mean, she's already a much better actress at her age than many other people in this industry. So why do you need to push her like that? I don't know. Her team sucks. Like, yeah, they've been just overdoing her tags on social media to the point people start to get really annoyed by her. And then doesn't matter if it's her choice or the team's choice, whether she has anything to do with it. The fact is, it's gonna come back at her. It's not gonna come back at her team. Nobody knows who is the team leader, like who is running that. Nobody cares. They're all just gonna say it's her fault. She's too greedy. She's too, eager for fame or whatever. It's like not necessary at all. It's not like she doesn't have work. It's not like she doesn't have exposure. She has plenty. Why? Why? I don't understand. People are crazy. In a class of her own, a drama that really has no need to exist. What a waste of time. And again, another drama that's totally disregard any sort of basic human logic. Like, like when in the beginning, when they're in the cave and people are like searching the mountain at night with torches, they literally walked right like by them and then turned around and walked away. It was like convenience, hey? It's like, what's that term for Greek theater plays? It's like they use a mechanism to drop a god and solve all the problem. I hate that type of script writing. I don't care who is acting that. Like, when that shows up, I'm like, no, this is not my drama. Plus, Song Wei-long also needs good direction. When he doesn't get that, he's like a carved wood, looking really pretty, but nothing goes on. And when he gets good direction, you can get some performance out of him, such as Find Yourself. Please don't kill me, Song Wei-long fans, okay? He's good looking, but his acting needs help. Helando. Yeah, she's pretty cute. But I think it's really unfair. Like, she plays in the film version of With You, right? 最好的我们. She is the Tan Songyun's role in the film version, and I think it's just kind of like unfair because if you have those two performances, right, compare side by side, then it's a bit cruel. I think it's like a really tough thing for people to do remakes in that way, especially if the first one is really successful and well accepted. Does anyone know why older actors are not celebrated more often in Asia compared to the West? Because Asians, we're all overall more anxious about aging. Like, let's be honest, we're so like not want to facing the fact that people ages. I've already talked about that, Lexi Black, about the 墨香铜臭. So you can, I don't know where it is, in the beginning, very early on in the stream about that. It's not a rumor, it's real. But it has nothing to do with like anybody is against the author. It's like literally she does something that's illegal. So, like, I think she gets profit from that. She sells stuff that should not be should not be made into publication and sold. That's it. Midsummer of Love, just a remake of nothing to impress. Ju Jingyi's all of Ju Jingyi's dramas are like that. I don't know, like I feel a little bit sorry for her. Because in recent years, when you see her from the SH48 from the early days to now, she has become less and less like a person. She has become more and more like a flat character that people make her, or maybe she makes herself into. Because she used to be like more like a person, three-dimensional. She has sort of own her characters and whatever. Now the only thing she does is stay pretty, like do whatever to stay pretty. And I'm like, it's sad, you know, it's sad. If you know what I mean. If you've been following that, you probably know what I mean, right? Wallace John drama Too Late Say I Love You. Oh yeah, that's so old. I know that song. I think it was around 13, 14, right? Like that was really, even earlier, that was really popular. And that song was everywhere in my life. I know. The older dramas of his are really good. Yeah, Zhong Hanliang is really good looking, but his acting is just like very steady, like at the same level, very stable. It doesn't quite like, but it doesn't either. It's just like throughout his career. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Xu Jingyi can act. Again, like I have to say that. Because she's so self-aware of if she looks perfect in every shot from every angle. Like you can tell, like she's so aware that how, like what kind of hair should I use to hide my cheekbones, literally. So that she's super self-conscious about how good she looks in every second. She cannot really act convincingly. Yeah, her acting, like, and also like look at all her characters and all her sort of makeup and style and the type of character. She's literally like copy pasting herself into every other drama that she's been doing. Rise of Phoenix. Chen Kun, I have a problem with Chen Kun's acting. And sometimes he's also trying too hard to act well. I feel that. And also because he's from Chongqing. So every 5 minutes, if he's been speaking Mandarin, like for a long scene, continuously, every 5 minutes, I can hear a slip in his Mandarin into Chongqing dialect. That will only work, right, to a person who is good in Mandarin and also good in Chongqing dialect. So not that many people are like that. But I can tell. And once he slips, I get jiggled out of the story. So every 5 minutes, I get poked by his acting because I hear a little bit of sound that is totally Chongqing dialect influence that's not really sitting correctly in Mandarin. And it constantly takes me out of the story. It's one of the things with Chen Kun's acting that I have problem with. In films, less likely to happen because film scenes are not that long and it tends to be edited more, right? And you don't have a long scene stretches 20 minutes talking. Like you don't have that. But in dramas it happens. Because like in Rise of Phoenix, he has long scenes talking, and then because of that, slip, and I'm like, I constantly get, So it happens with Luo Yunxi too. Like Luo Yunxi has a very weak undertone of Sichuan dialect, and sometimes it comes out too strong, like I can tell, but it's not too bad. Like it doesn't like 100% sort of destroy your experience, but just occasionally you get poked and then you start to feel like you know, like you get taken out a little bit. But it's very personal. Like 99% of the people I don't think will have that problem. Blade. Probably because you're not from Chongqing. Because Sichuan and Chongqing dialect have the flow of the sentence have a particular way. And also it tends to have a lower, more chesty sound than the Mandarin, which is very up here. And and if you pay attention to Chen Kun and Luo Yunxi's Mandarin, you can hear their pronunciation, where the sound comes from, is lower than the standard Mandarin. They tend to have a more lowered, more chesty and more back sound. And that's definitely from the dialect's influence. it's funny. It's like very very small things that people just probably wouldn't care about, but because I can't help hearing it, so. Over the top self conscious for me. Yeah, Chen Kun tends to have that problem a little bit. And then plus that accent sometimes just makes me go, ugh, I can't believe this is a fake ancient dynasty, because this guy is from Chongqing. And he literally went to the high school. That is like 5 minutes walk from my like when I was like in high school, my home. It goes down a big flight of stairs and walk around a street that's in the market where it's like a close to the biggest wet market in Chongqing. And just turn around a corner and that's the gate of that high school. He's literally 5 minutes away from me for a period of my life. Now looking back. I don't think you can quite compare the US accent, because, I mean, honestly, the US accent, no matter where you are, is still, relatively speaking, close to each other. Like, you wouldn't come across the situation where you wouldn't understand what they're saying. But dialect in China is much more diverse. Certain dialects are literally like foreign languages when you first hear it, like if you're not used to their vocabulary. I mean, in terms of grammar and stuff, pretty much still consistent. And also, if you pay attention to what characters gets changed, it's still like you can still tell it's the same language. It's just like can be so different. Yeah, Lo Yunxi's accent. He hasn't completely gotten rid of his Sichuan accent for sure. Mostly it's not in each individual character's pronunciation. It's mostly in the overall flowing of the tonal flow, intonation of the entire sentence, and also in the position. He has a lower position of pronouncing. Then standard Mandarin, that's like pushed more to the nose and forefront of your 普通话的位置，普通话的位置，重庆话、四川话的位置。You can feel that difference. Like, so for Chen Kun and Lo Yunxi, they tend to speak Mandarin. 在哪个位置？哪个位置？哪个位置？不是在这个位置，这个位置。I don't know if you can tell that, but I can. So it's weird sometimes. But then because I'm from Chongqing, if I'm from a different place, I wouldn't even notice that probably. Yeah, the accents in English, but like like in China sometimes it's not even accents, it's literally dialects. For example, Shanghai dialect, right? It's just almost like 100% in terms of vocabulary sounds like way off from Mandarin. So it wouldn't even be an accent; it would just literally be a dialect that is like. If you watch the Fearless Whispers that's going on right now, because it's set in Shanghai, you hear the Li Yifeng's parents speaking. They have sometimes even like they just throw out dialects, Shanghai dialect directly. It's totally different from Mandarin. Texan and Australian. So cute. Wow, it's already an hour and 20 minutes. I can't believe. Like, we haven't really talked about anything, I feel like. Have we talked about anything at all? When you stream, time just flies by, right? It's already 11, close to 11:20 here where I am. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to keep this under 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's already 1 hour and 20 minutes. I can't believe this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, UK accents. I would agree. Cockney or Liverpool, or if you go to Scotland, you know, and Irish, like that's like a bigger difference. Particularly if you compare, say, Scottish accent and standard like RP. It's like, whoa. But I find Scottish accent absolutely sexy and cute. I love it. Okay, and I can actually understand most of the Scottish accents for some reason. I don't understand why, but I can. Oh, and the first time I got off the train to Edinburgh many years ago from England, like I walked out of the station, I'm like, I've been here before. I just know, but I had that feeling very strong, but it's only happened the first time. The second time I went there, I didn't get that at all. But the first time in my life I got to Scotland, I was literally, oh, this feels familiar. Weird, hey? Maybe one of my past life, I don't know. Maybe that's why, like, I just love Scots in general. After dubbing video, I was wondering how the dubbing of a non-Chinese movie show is. If you are a Chinese person dubbing a English film or television, you would use a particular style of Mandarin. Traditionally speaking, these days they're trying to reduce that. They're kind of trying to bridge that particular style of sound to the standard Mandarin. It used to be in the 80s, 70s, or 90s that it's a very particular type of Mandarin. That sounds really weird. Nobody talks like that. But I think they're doing it because they're trying to make people realize we are pretending to be foreigners. So it's what we call a translated movie accent, 译制腔, which is really weird. Like nobody talks like that in real life. Yeah, stream on Friday might be a problem for me just because I need to make the Saturday video on Friday. So usually that's like, because I have to wait till today to see all the news, right? And catch all of them and make them tomorrow and then release it on Saturday. So I'm not quite sure how I can work around that. It's a little bit challenging. A language is a dialect within army and navy. That's so cool. Or sometimes you just need a governing body of that place to decide. Which, yeah, you can say it's army, but sometimes it may not be. Who knows? Netflix series, Crown. I know that. I know that a new season is coming out. They're getting to the. Is it that getting to the Princess Diana's like storyline already? When you're having fun, yeah, time flies. True. Canadian or Chinese? I mean, Chinese. I think I've said that many times. I'm Chinese, 100%. I have Chinese passport. I'm not Canadian. David Tennant, Scottish accent. I hear you. I love James McAvoy's voice and accent. When he speaks with Scottish accent, he's the best. Ah, so funny. Big James McAvoy fan. And it's funny because he always says like he's Scottish, but he tends to play like Englishman, a very Englishman. Genre? You mean drama? Catelyn? About like I gravitate towards? I don't have a particular. Make it interesting. I would say like. Then I'll watch it. I don't quite care what kind of genre it is. I mean, like the gods falling in love is getting too old for me, I have to say. Like all the fantasy dramas of gods like doing nothing but fall in love, and every time they fall in love, the entire world gets destroyed and every living creature suffers. I'm like, why? We don't need gods like that. Go away. It's like every time, right? Like those dramas happen and 三界众生, right? The three realms. So the heaven realm, the human realm, the whatever ghost realm, like hell realm, all gets destroyed. If we don't do this, everybody's gonna die. I'm like, why do you even exist in the first place? Just go away, you troublemaking gods. I don't care. You fall in love and destroy everyone else's life. Why? So that genre is definitely getting too old for me. Everything else, like if it's good enough, like I don't quite care. Liu Haoran in Yangzi drama? Is there? Is there? Really? Because Yangzi is filming one with Jin Boran right now, so if that's a future project, I don't know, I haven't heard about that. Oh no, I haven't seen the Detective 侦探语录. Nope. And in terms of coming to Canada, I think I've talked about that in the Q&A video I've done before. You can go back and check that one. Didi Raba's acting, I feel very sad. It's like in the beginning, many years ago, she's a really promising person in terms of being a proper actress. No, it's kind of like being over used and over like commercialized in a lot of crappy projects to the point where I'm not sure if she still has that. She's kind of being polished and all that raw sort of quality is gone. She acts right now in a very comfort zone. Like everything comes out as a habit instead of as something that's like fresh and new. And when you look at her earlier works, she's much more lively. She can commute that natural quality and that real sort of thing more. Now she's like pretty still, but everything she does, like it's totally within your expectation. You know how she's gonna act, and the next moment she's gonna act exactly like that. She has become a bit like that. So yeah. Golden hairpin. You like Chris Wu's voice? Okay, cool. I'm just not sure if his line delivery is gonna be good enough, especially if it's gonna be on par with Yangzi. That's the thing. The two people acting as a couple, they kind of have to have, relatively speaking, equal ability in everything. Otherwise, one person will just be making the other person look worse than they are. Chris Wu is not really trained in acting. His line delivery is always problematic. That's the thing I worry about for that drama. Good guy picking good Chinese character books. That's tough. I don't know if there's a good guide for that. So if somebody could help, Bliss, Beauty, and Glitter. About the dramas. Stephen Zhang is filming. I need to know the Chinese name. I have no idea who is Stephen Zhang. That name is so blank to me. I have only one Q&A I think I've done this year. Back in summer. Not so far away. You just scroll back a few rows, you should find it. Yeah, Scottish. Okay, I'm just trying to read through the chat. And then gonna stay here for a bit. Then I should just. Oh, it's so random. This week's, like this month, live stream kind of like, I don't even remember what I've talked about. Hopefully I haven't said anything stupid. It's gonna later be used to make me look really bad. 郑爽, she shouldn't be an actress. That's my opinion. Had she not like actually gone into this industry, she probably would have a much happier life right now. I'm just like, I don't understand why she's here. I almost feel like she doesn't really want to become an actress, but somehow because of this and that, she ends up here and she's not really happy, but she's kind of stuck with it and she doesn't really know how to do other things. It's a mess for her. I do feel a little bit bad for her. Did you buy anything? No, because I'm in Canada. And Winnipeg is like locked down right now. So basically you can't go to other, like your neighbor from today, actually. Like next 28 days. You're supposed to stay at home and only going to like grocery and do the basic stuff. You're not supposed to meet with any other person who is not in your household. So it's like, even if I want to buy something, it's like not a good idea. Chris Wu is from Canada. Yes. I think he got to Canada when he was young and then like with parents. So his English is probably as good as his Chinese. Or his Chinese is not better than his English, I should say. Wendy, hi. Good luck with your class. Thank you for RL White for your super chat. Oh, thank you. Go ahead. Oh, Zhang Xincheng. It's really weird. Like some of the Chinese actors would have an English name that nobody uses in China at all. So I don't know. Like nobody ever used that. Like so they only get used overseas. But because they're still randomly picked, right? It has nothing to do with their actual name. Like if you don't know, you literally don't know who it's referring to. Zhang Xincheng. 刘诗诗妮妮 drama, I don't know, maybe still in the making. Honestly, probably next year would be more hopeful for it to come out. I don't see like how it can finish and get out like before end of December. Chinese people like Joe Biden. For all my friends south of the border, hope you are wherever you are. It is peaceful. The whole thing is just like, what a show. Online shopping. I didn't buy anything this time. I bought something like half a month ago. It's still, I don't know if it's still like on its way to me. Whether it's already in Canada or I don't know. But not yesterday. Do Chinese people like Joe Biden? I don't think Chinese people care about that. Chinese people don't care. And they just care about like if they get raised at work. And a lot of people really like with quotation mark Trump because it's funny. Because he does things that looks like he's out of a drama. Like it doesn't like look like a normal politician, you know, like the head of a country would behave in that way, but he does all the time, and people are like, do you know like how many content creator like me, for example, on internet who for example talk about politics, talk about economy, everything that's going on in the world, and that's how they get their like traffic, their views, their money, their advertised money. Do you know how many people love Trump in China in that respect? Because every week he would do something that's worth talking about and making a lot of videos and making a lot of people watch the videos and making a lot of ad money. So for content creators in China, they love Trump because Trump is a money-making machine for them. And then if he goes away and it's a normal politician now, you lose like 80% of your revenue. So those people would definitely 100% love Trump to be there for 4 years, because that means 4 years of income for content creators. Isn't that funny? Like we are living in this world that is so ridiculous in that respect. TV starting downhill, mainland drama become big. The TV going downhill would be probably, I would say, early 2010s, late 2000s. That's when the shift starts to happen. Blow the rating out. Or memes. Yeah, and currently the pandemic is like, it's like, you know, like what's in Denmark and also in the US, like the minks getting it and kind of having their own version of the virus that is like almost impossible to get any reaction from the vaccine and getting people go crazy. I'm like, it's like second episode of this thing, it just never goes away. When is this gonna end? Thank you for super chat from Bliss Beauty and Glitter. I'm happy that you've had fun. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, the 4th season landscaping is weird. Like, what? It's like, what? It's too, like, it doesn't even read real. You know, like, you know what my opinion about this whole thing is? If this world is really a virtual game, okay? Thank you, Callie Santana. Upcoming dramas will actually air. Are you about any upcoming drama? I think this year the Qing Empire will air soon. I really want that one. End of the year, Like a Flowing River 2nd probably will air before the end of this year. I'm thinking these two will air soon, and these two probably will be very good. Haven't seen the 明月曾照. 明月曾照, I've seen 2 episodes and I quit. Acting is too bad for me. Neither of them make sense, like the leads. To me, okay. Like the acting is very acting. It's like very acting. Yeah, what was I? Oh, I was saying, like, if this 3D world is totally, like, it feels more and more like a game, right? Like we're all living in this virtual simulation, and everybody basically is, we all have a backstage, sort of like the master self that is basically picking a character to play in this lifetime, which is like me and you know, watching my stream right now. And this year, in 2020, the big, like the big script in the back end of this whole game, like somebody in the system, right? They changed the main writer. It's like they picked a different writer of the main plot, the structure, the system of this game design. And this person is like, everything has been so boring and so slow, and there's no exciting plot happening. There's this bad drama. We're gonna push it now. We're gonna go 100 miles. We're gonna go 1,000 miles per hour. And that writer in the back end just decided to go crazy. So we got 2020 where nothing makes sense. Everything starts to happen. Like the landscaping thing, right? Like, what? Who wrote that? It's like a really anxious, bad writer suddenly joined the game of Simulation Earth number how many, and decided to go crazy with the script. Yes, this season was written by Dumb and Dumber from Game of Thrones. Like the equivalent, right? In the back end of this whole freaking existence game. It's definitely like suddenly the script got changed for some reason and went crazy. The 4th season landscaping thing was so funny. Like, I didn't see it, like, because I don't use Twitter. I saw it on Weibo, and I was like, really? Really? And then I went to check, and it really was. And I'm like, this could happen. I mean, what's gonna happen tomorrow? It's just a nuclear bomb got launched accidentally because somebody was I don't know, doing some random things and just press the wrong button. It's like tomorrow the world can go like end of human civilization. It could literally happen next second. I don't know. We've signed up for crazy times on this planet. Let's be honest. Like, if you're alive right now, no matter like what your age or whatever you are, you know, like you are witnessing something that is incredible. It probably hasn't happened in the history of this round of civilization, like, yet. Like, first time ever something this crazy is going on. And you're here, front row seat, watching this epic shit show. I use Weibo because I need to catch news about dramas. That's the only reason I use it. I hate it. It's basically China's Twitter. It's so vicious. It's filled with poison, trolls, ugly things, terrible things. It's just like I'm digging news out of a shit pond. That's my experience of using Weibo. Big wedding, such a bad idea. You need to wear like, I don't know, hazmat mask. Everybody is just dressed in full like cover, like those doctors is a PPE or whatever protective gear to do a wedding. And then you can't even tell who is the bride and who is the groom. Bridesmaid? Wow, can you refuse? It's like, you can say like, can I pick my own bridesmaid's costume? And you go in full gear, like 2 layers of masks, plastic suits all over. Okay, I mean, do you have that freedom? Make you living interesting time. May you living interesting times. I'm not quite sure. Do I have one? Maybe I have similar ones, but not exactly in those words. Li Taiyuan class. Yes, that one. So many dramas I haven't seen. Weibo is toxic. Yeah, Weibo is scary. Weibo is like the hotbed for witch hunt. I don't like Facebook either. I'm so sorry for everybody who leave messages. Wait, Facebook, because I just don't go there. I'm so bad at dealing with Facebook. Because I don't use it for any purpose. I don't contact people on Facebook. So I don't even remember I have it on my phone. Yeah, and Weibo is very much like encouraging that kind of fight, because the more it fights, the more views, more exchange of comments and time people spend on Weibo is money they make from advertisers. So they encourage it. I mean, to give you an idea, if you are on Twitter, if you block somebody, that person's account, when they log in, right, they can't see you. Like, they can't see your updates. They wouldn't get notified. They wouldn't see what's your new posts. They can't comment on you. They kind of like just get segregated from you unless they get a new account that's like different from this account. But if you're on Weibo, if you block somebody, it literally only does one thing, is that person cannot leave comments under your post anymore. They can still read everything you write. They can take screenshot of your stuff and then post it somewhere. You can't stop them. If you comment under somebody else's comments, if you comment under somebody else's post, they can comment you there. Like, they can't comment you under your own post, but they can comment on your comment on other people. So basically it doesn't block anything. Like, it literally means nothing, the blocking. And it's been like that since day one. And people complain about this blocking. Is like, what's the point of blocking when it doesn't actually block anything? And Weibo just never does anything to change that. Why? Because it encourages fights. The more fights there are, more time spent, more click rate, more opening, daily active users, more hours spent, more ad money. That's it. That's how disgusting it is on Weibo. I got to love it. It's just like, what the F is this? Because 营销号 makes money. It's like they have deals with Weibo. It's like, you know, it's business that benefits both sides. It's just pathetic, really. Bad Kids, Long Night. They're all both are very good. Probably the best. I mean, the Horizon Tower is... So the 3 crime dramas of this year definitely would be The Bad Kids, The Long Night, Murderous Affair in Horizon Tower, like the whole title. Probably the 3 best, I would say, crime genre. And maybe, actually, overall, would also be 3 top dramas. Yeah, and Weibo just like do things to you like you can't even control. They put zombie fans onto your account. They do like all kinds of things you have no control over. They make you follow people you haven't actually followed. Like, yeah, whatever. No harmonious society. I have no idea who is at play with that here. Still have my Weibo and WeChat. Yeah. iQIYI app. Okay, so we're pretty close to... Okay, I'm gonna stay to make it full 2 hours and it will be too much already. Nobody will gonna wanna watch this live stream, like playback. It will be a really boring person somewhere who wanna play back this entire thing. That's 2 hours and pretty much nothing happened. I've just talked for 2 hours and I can't even remember what I've said. Beauty of YouTube live streaming. Wasting my life and wasting everyone's life too. But if you're happy, you know, for those 2 hours, you know, it's good. It's good. I'm trying to not make myself feel too guilty about that. It's just like this week, I'm a little bit lazy. I don't want to make a second video. That's why on Tuesday, I'm just picking live streaming. Yeah, Murderous Affair is on Tencent. Long Night and Bad Kids are on iQIYI. Yeah. And if you like sweet romantic love story, I like iQIYI's I've Fallen For You period drama earlier this year. I've said a lot of times. Winter Begonia is also pretty good on iQIYI. I mean, if you like romantic sweet stuff, Tiger and Rose on Tencent is also okay. This year, what else? Youku has 一寸相思 and which is Love in Between, and also Ancient Detective, 侠探简不知. So those are a couple of I would say that's worth watching this year. What else? I think I've written down somewhere that I have like 1 drama every month up to this point that I think are good enough. Yeah. So I probably will make a video at the end of the year, but quickly running through that, Someday or One Day, that's January. I've Fallen For You, that's my favorite for February. March, I really liked My Roommate is a Detective. And then between March and April, it's Winter Begonia. And then May would be Tiger and Rose. June would be The Bad Kids. July to August, pretty much Crossfire. August, Horizon Tower is pretty good. September, Long Night. And then October to now, I've watched Wrong for Young. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's that good, but I can accept it as a very stylish one. Hikaru no Go still have a third of it. No, is it? Yeah, a third of it that needs to air. So I'm not sure if towards the end it's gonna still keep up to what it's like, but so far I'm happy about it. So I kind of have run through from January to now all the dramas that I think are good enough. I mean, there are more. Like, you know, like Ancient Detective and Love in Between would also be on this list, but I'm just picking one kind of drama for each month that I think is the kind of the best. Yeah. Don't watch it for, yeah, Love in Between is Love in Between's, the writing could have been better. Like the logic and also the seriousness of the plot, the conspiracies and the cleverness and how people try to, because there's a lot of, you know, like this game going on with the main character, but it's not so qualified in terms of how clever he is. Supposedly he's like the Mei Changsu of the story, but honestly his like what he has achieved in the drama is not so good. So it's a little bit buzz killer in that respect. But everything else, like acting is pretty good and quality is pretty high, and I really do enjoy Zhang Yao's performance. But then he's dubbed by Wei Chao again. Wei Chao has dubbed 9 characters that I've seen in dramas this year. Plus his Lan Wangji in the audio play of Mo Dao Zu Shi The Untamed. My pain. My pain. Love is Sweet. You know, Love is Sweet and Begin Again, that are very similar in their sort of setup. Like two people don't like each other and then got to like each other. Contemporary romantic drama of really posh people that do not really exist in the world speaking. I would call them that. I have invented a term. It's like they are aspartame drama, which means the sugar they make is very, very industrial, fake, man-made sweetener that's not real sugar. They gave me very similar vibe in terms of they force the type of supposedly, you know, like sugar that's in the drama that's really not quite there. So they are the artificial sweetener drama. That if you like good-looking people, you can watch, but I'm pretty sure at the end of it, you're not gonna really feel it, you know. I don't get like the romantic at all. Like I'm just two good-looking people. Yeah. And then it's like eye candy, but like I don't understand like why they're attracted to each other, and it doesn't convince me at all. I did not like the ending of Sleepless Princess. Yeah, that's a really badly promoted drama. Like how they did the last episode with paying money thing. I'm like, goodbye. I don't care about your story. You know, like I don't deserve to be treated like that. Goodbye. Chen Yuqi? Is that like music, key music? Do you mean Chen Yuqi? Because you said Chen. I'm guessing it's Chen Yuqi. She is pretty, but all her characters are the same. There are many actresses like her. Honestly, there aren't that many good scripts going around, and you gotta be really lucky to get a good one, a good character. And sometimes you like the characters are just some like whoever acts in that is just not gonna make it great anyway. You know, BL dramas is danmei, right? It's based on it's dangai, so danmei. So literally meaning just getting hooked and going crazy about beauty. So literally BL, the essence of BL is not about like guy and guy relationship. It has to have a first condition, which is good-looking guys. Okay, if you are not good looking, it's not BL. Okay, it's very clear. It has the first requirement is good looking, and then 2 guys, and it's always more important that it has to be good looking. So it's a particular type of, I would say, fantasy really people have, right? Because real life homosexual relationships are like who cares who is like 1, who is 0? And who is always 0 and who is always 1? How does it actually work in real life? No, it's not like that. But then, in the BL world, holy, who is 1, who is 0, who is the front guy, who is the bad guy, like in the name CP, right? Who goes on, like, it's Wei Lan or Lan Wei, like, oh my god, it's like people have wars, right? It's like a holy war against each other about who stands in front of the other or who is on top. It's just so, like, when you think about it, it's like, what the heck is this? It's like the fantasy land world that has nothing to do with reality. And I mean, how can you tell who is the 1, who is the 0? What if it's like 0.5? It's just half. So every time I think, 谁攻谁受, right? When it comes to that, I'm like, yeah, it's not real, right? It's not real. It's totally made up, and it's fantasy. But everybody buys into it. Right? Once you have that rule about how this fantasy world works, then you submit to its rule and you play with it. Yeah, and it's targeted to straight girls. Yeah, it's true. I mean, when you think about it, all those pretty men that you like, the CP like I like, had they actually filmed a scene of them having sex, like graphically, you probably will turn your head away and you're not gonna like it. You love the suggestions. You love the flirting. You love the game, right? Of push and pull and all that. That just brushing, right? Like if it's like hardcore, right? If it's hardcore, I mean, like there are manga like the people who draw like really explicit pictures online. I mean, it's fine because it's a still frame, right? You just watch that, have fun, and you scroll past. If it's 5 minutes straight on camera, like I don't know how many straight girls can take it, honestly. So it's just a weird fantasy that people have. As long as we agree with that, then it's fine. Suddenly the stream is getting weird, hey? Hopefully it doesn't get censored by YouTube. And so I think that comes to the point where like the audio play, the radio play has the advantage, because if you listened to the the Untamed audio play 魔道祖师, that's by the 2 voice dubber 陆之行 and Wei Chao, the last episode of the proper sort of 3 seasons is in the drama the we are all in the weeds, like hiding there watching these 2. It happened in the wild, okay? And the cool thing about radio play is they can say all those lines and then they don't have to show you images. They just make sound. They make the ha noises with the actors. And I mean, they have recorded multiple moaning sounds. And then just edit that together with a little bit of noise and a little bit of music track, and then you get the feel and you can imagine that in your head, and it's perfect, right? And those 2 actors recorded their voice separately. They weren't even in the same place, same time recording it. Still, when you edit that radio play, it sells, and the tears, the emotions, everybody like listen to that radio play. Also, typing out those live comments are crazy, like everybody went crazy. But when you think about that, it's literally 2 guys who recorded stuff separately, like in front of a mic, and then edited that together, and it's enough. So in that sense, like audio play is so good, like it can create that 100% illusion for you, but it doesn't have to show you anything, where dramas can do that, right? Dramas have to show you something. I don't know. So maybe it's the best form of enjoying BL story is actually audio play, radio play, when you think about that. I'm getting so excited and weird right now. No, they weren't in the same place. They mostly recorded separately. You don't know that? Because the entirety of 魔道祖师 is pretty much all recorded on separate occasions. That's the best way to work out scheduling, because you can't put two people together when they're actually at different places and time. The best way to get them do the record the stuff on time is to have separate. And also, I think in they have a special feature that they got talk about their process of doing this show. The radio play, the two actors said they naturally have different volume projection. So I think Lu Zhixing, the actor who dubbed Wei Wuxian, he has a louder voice naturally when he speaks, and Wei Chao has a much lower volume voice. So if they record in the same studio at the same time, the kaikou, so they're sort of professional words of how the recording person need to adjust the volume of the recording is problematic, because you can't switch between low, because they're talking right in sequences. You can't do that. So they would have to record one person first and adjust the volume of recording to that person's voice, and record the next person and adjust to that. And because those two people have naturally different volume, and it's just the way it is. So that's how the best result need to be done in this way. Isn't that funny? And also when they're recording, they can't do anything. They have to stay absolutely still. They can't move. It can't create any noises. So even when they're together, it doesn't quite help. They can't really act anything. They can just sit still and make noise. How funny is that? Okay, we're pretty much at the end of 2 hours. Let me just quickly run through the chats that I haven't seen, and then we'll call it a day. Some sort of, yeah, radio play would definitely have censorship too, so you can't go too far. But I think you have probably more space than, because it's not graphic, right? Because so you probably have more freedom. I'm just guessing with that. Because in the radio play they literally said the word RAPE in Chinese, and it was fine. It's kept there, but it's for fun. Wei Wuxian just jumped on Lan Wangji and said that, and it's fine. So I was like, oh wow, they pushed it really far. I have no idea which one is gonna be 2021's best BL drama. We have to, whoever wins that bet is a genius of prediction. There are too many. I literally can't tell. I would hope Saya gets actually made, because it's a contemporary one. It's not a period drama. I would love to see that. And if it's the rumored people who are gonna play in the roles, I'd be actually really curious. But it's not confirmed yet, so I don't know. Pseudonyms? Yeah, because most writers, like web drama, web novel writers, all use pseudonyms. Mo Xiangtong Xiu is not Mo Xiangtong Xiu, right? Her real name is Yue Yimei, I think. So it's only recent case that happened that people know her real name. Oh, that's an older one, right? It's not currently airing. It's quite a while ago. 第六班黄景瑜. It's another drama that doesn't make sense and also doesn't fit anything of this reality that we live in. Alias, yeah, or pen name, right? I don't think I don't know. No, I'm talking about the 魔道祖师, the rape word that happened in their special episode of the last season after the last episode. And it's really quick, it's just, and it ran and people were what that word happened. It's all the live comments were what, did they actually record that word? What is going on? It's weird. I think they're totally just trying to because it's like not the actual show. It's like the extra episode that they put on the end. That's totally their own creation, like from the team, and they're trying to push it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like you want to go that far. And if it's like the teasing between those two people, you totally understand, given the circumstances and the context of what's going on in that episode and what happened before and after. It's like totally a joke. But yeah, it was pushing it really far. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, it's so BL is just like fancy, really. So I hope people can tell the difference. Then that would be. Otherwise, it's just like trouble. Really? Wow. So they basically did the Japanese exactly to the Chinese version. What can I say? Very hardworking actors who just totally went for it. Okay, so yeah, I should end this stream. Thank you. It's already 2 hours. It's too long. Thank you everyone for for joining in this live chat that kind of like talked about everything and nothing. Please take care. Wherever you are, there's a delay, so I'm saying this and nobody is like realizing I'm saying this yet, but take care. It's snowing and it's cold and it's lockdown where I am, and in other places I'm guessing things are only gonna get like even worse as it gets colder. Please take care and be cautious. Really, really, really do just take care of yourself. I know it's been over like almost a year and everyone is getting tired, right? Like we don't want to keep doing this, but you still have to do it. Make sure that you're well protected when you go out and meet people, and try to stay away from a crowded place. I'll see you on Saturday. Yeah, and bye. Thank you for staying, like for people like who came here like right from the beginning, 2 hours of your life. Hopefully I haven't wasted that like for you, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care. Okay.